thought we had toned down the title. That's a bit, yeah, we did, to protecting the crypto ecosystem, because we felt like it was more, you know how like they sell life insurance by making you scared. We didn't mean to sort of suggest that crypto was under attack, but in fact, there are risks. So I thought what I would do today is just talk briefly about Cloudflare. Can I ask you, has anybody actually heard of Cloudflare before being here today? Okay, cool. That's probably higher than average in a room. Unfortunately, we're not a household name yet, but we do a lot in the crypto industry, so I'm glad at least a few of you have heard of us. So you might know our mission is to help build a better internet. Basically, we're the patching of the internet. We want to make the internet fast, reliable, and secure. And if you talk to our founders, what happened is the way the internet started, it was like one computer connected to another computer. And then it was a couple computers connected to each other. And then ISPs came up, and there are all these networks. And the networks work together, but they're disparate. And they have different networks, and different groups of people who manage these networks have different objectives. And they may not all play together nicely. And so our goal at Cloudflare is to make it possible for anybody to be on the internet with a reliable service, a fast service, and one that is secure. It's not necessarily something you can count on when you're on the internet. It wasn't set up that way. So this just shows you what I was sort of describing, which is we went from one computer to many computers to ISPs. And the problem is you need a resilient network, and particularly if you're going to be in industries like gaming or crypto or any kind of stock exchange. I mean, there are crypto exchanges, there are other kinds of stock exchanges that use us as well, where there's really a need for speed, a need for accuracy, and a need to make sure that people aren't breaking in between these connections. That's what Cloudflare is trying to build. And we're trying to, in a way, democratize the availability of this on the internet. So we do have free plans, which don't deliver everything we have, but some performance and security, all the way up to enterprise. And because of that, we have more than 14 million domains on our network now. And because of that, we basically crowdsource threat data, right? When people want to gear up to attack crypto mining operation or an exchange, they practice somewhere because they know that the crypto exchanges have gone to some lengths to try to make themselves unbeatable. And by the same token, pun intended, they practice before they try to hack JP Morgan or Goldman Sachs, right? Often the hackers now, it's about, as you know, it's about ransom or about getting money. It's not just malicious play. So it's a big industry, people spend money on it, they work hard at it, and they practice. Who do they practice on? They practice on my WordPress blog, or they practice on the local florist in Singapore. They do not practice on a well-built exchange. And so because we have these 14 million domains, we see the attacks coming. We're able to use both algorithms and our engineers to code against it, and we're able to prevent those kind of attacks when they come to our clients. So to us, in serving a lot of crypto clients, and I'll come to some names and an example in a minute, the two most important things we hear people talk about are performance and security. So performance, sadly, we have this great CTO who's very funny and can actually talk to lay people like me as well as tech people. And he's explained with a graph, which I didn't bring, that in all the time that we've been operating, we have not been able to change the speed of light. It's just the same speed. So the rest of us are asymptotically trying to increase the speed of the connections on the internet. We can't go any faster than the speed of light, but we're trying to get as close to it as we can. And of course, people who are trading, people who are mining, people on exchanges, they want speed. They want transactions conducted quickly, closed, done. And you want security. And what I was saying before is innovation is great, and the ability to spend on technology is great, but not just the good actors have that, the bad actors have it. And so their ability to hack, to interfere, to intercept data is increasing. So this is what we do. We could say we patch the internet. We sometimes call ourselves the plumbing of the internet. That's why people don't know our name. We're not a big B2C sort of brand. I don't know the plumbing brands. The only ones I know, I think, are Toto Toilets and Kohler, who have actually started advertising. So that's what I feel like we are. But we work very hard on performance, making you faster. We have 165 points of presence around the world, and it's growing, where we cache things so that we're very close to the people who are using our client systems. So the speed to get to them is very fast. Security, DDoS attack prevention, when people are trying to just send huge volume of attacks to bring down your origin server, and web application firewall, which I talked about a minute ago in terms of crowdsourcing threat attacks. One of the really interesting things about the way the Cloudflare system was built, for which I can take no credit, is that we don't slow things down when we're providing security. Most security companies have to clean the good traffic from the dirty traffic. They will send it to a set of servers that are purpose-built for that. All of our servers are the same in every point of presence, so it's called Anycast. They all do all the same work. So we act more like a filter. The bad traffic in the volumetric traffic gets absorbed because we have a huge network. It carries 25 terabits a second, I think, and the biggest attack's been 1.7. And so we also have to stay ahead of the bad guys. And for the web application firewall, it's more like a sieve. And so the good traffic comes through to you and the bad traffic doesn't. So there's no slowdown for your customers in terms of how they access your site. We're reliable, we're independent, gives you independence. There are some providers who provide everything, which is great, storing, hosting, all the way through to security. Some people don't want vendor lock-in. If it's not a concern of yours, then that is also an option. And this is all on our single platform. So let me just give you one example. Bitfinex, so they wanted to maintain high performance. They're really advanced. You probably know them. Oh, I was going to try to stand somewhere else, but that's not, I can't actually see. They do a lot of Bitcoin trading, and their demand, I was just checking my notes, went from lower levels to hundreds of millions in transaction volume monthly, and they were really worried about keeping up with it. And as I said, for most of our crypto clients, their priorities were what we normally see, which is speed and security. So what did they do with us? They used our load balancer to intelligently spread the front-end traffic. They use WAF and DDoS to safeguard their servers and their clients. And they're basically, feel that at this point, their clients have peace of mind that their transactions are protected. Some other names who use us that I'm allowed to share are BitThumb and Upbit from Korea. I'm not quite sure how to say this, but Kione from Japan, and Huobi and OKEX from China. So those are some Asian ones where I'm allowed to share the names. We don't know for sure. We've been told we have an extremely high share of crypto trading and exchange. Just because people know Cloudflare, word has gotten around. We've proven ourselves with these kinds of clients who do have not only high volume of traffic, but often spikes, right? Something happens and there's a lot of activity in the market, and so there'll be a huge volume spike at one point, and people need to be able to handle that. So I think I'm even under my 15 minutes, but I was told to keep this very short. I know these are a bunch of sort of just almost thought candy for people here and not long, in-depth conversations. But I've just scratched the surface, I think, of what we've been able to do for the crypto community. So if you'd like to talk to me for a few minutes afterwards, we can do that. We've also got a booth with some information just outside the front door. And I hope you'll take the time to explore what Cloudflare might be able to do for your business. So thank you very much.